What's up, everybody? It's Trey Smith, co-owner of Recaptured Values, alongside my talented wife,
Bailey Smith.
And hey, guys, we've been working for you guys. I've been kind of behind the scenes, which is why you haven't been seeing me. But trust me, I've been working for you guys.
We're the magic.
I'm the magic man. I've been doing all the social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, you name it. You know what I mean? I've been working for you guys. But yes, a lot of big things are coming, and we are happy that you are watching these videos. We hope these videos help you guys. And
we're going to be putting out new videos every Tuesday, and we're going to call it Teach It Tuesday. So be prepared to learn. So whether you're a mama, a grandma, and any sort of family member making stuff for your little nieces and nephews, whatever, shop owners, we welcome you to watch our videos and learn. We're just going to be going through our favorite patterns and showing you how we use them in our own shop, and we hope you can benefit from them.
Well, enough of the introduction. We hope you enjoy this video. See y'all on the other side.
Hey everybody, it's Bailey Smith from Recaptured Values, and today is Teach It Tuesday, even though this is probably backwards. But look at these cute shirts, you guys. We're going to offer these in our website, recapturedvalues.com, so check that out. We'll link it down below. And then also, if you are a member, if you are a gold or platinum member, you get this shirt for free. So make sure you're in on that. If you're not a member, check out our memberships. Click the join button. It should be right next to the subscribe button. And we have 4 different packages starting from $3.99 a month, $3.99 a month, up to $49.99 a month. And that is like a super good package for people who really are starting out and want to, get one-on-one help. That's a really good package. But for the basic, that gets you into our group of amazing women and myself and my husband, and we help people out as much as we can. It's a great group to be in, so definitely join the bronze group if anything. But yeah, these shirts are amazing. We're gonna offer these. So moving right along, today's Teach It Tuesday, we're gonna be doing another Big Noggin Baby pattern, and this was actually one of my first patterns when I first started sewing back in March of 2018, when I first started actually like sewing clothes. I had sewed my daughter's baby bedding. That was the first thing I sewed. But so then I started with bows when she was born, and because she had no hair, and of course all mamas with girls with no hair, you got to put a bow on that baby because you'll hear, "Oh, he's so cute." Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay. And the mamas with the girls with the beautiful hair from birth, All right, moving on. You still put a bow on that baby girl. Okay, but these are really simple. It's called the Bow Headband from Big Noggin Baby. And so they have 3 different sizes, I believe. It's newborn to 6 months, and then it goes up from there. I think they go up to like maybe 5 years. That's what we do in our shop. I can't really remember exactly what the pattern's sizing is, but you get 3 different pattern pieces, and the bow piece is the same size for all the headbands. But it's pretty cool. It's just a tube type headband with a bow piece knotted around it. It's really simple. So let's get started. All right, everybody, let's get started. I've got this really cute double brush poly spandex print here. It was from Knit Pop a long time ago. This is the last piece I have of this beautiful daisy fabric, but definitely check out Knit Pop. It'll be linked down below. They always have really good stuff, so you can find stuff like this or similar to this. You can't find this there because it's sold out, but you can find stuff similar to this. It's really cute, and you will develop an addiction to Knit Pop. Just a forewarning. Sorry, not sorry. Okay, moving on. So I got the pattern pieces here. I am going to be doing the newborn to 6 month piece. So if you're familiar with their patterns, they do have some pieces that you have to tape together, and this one is one of those. The bow piece is just one piece, no matter the size. I believe it's the same for all of them. Yeah, it says one size. So you'll cut the bow piece out, and it'll be on 1 piece of paper, and then the headband piece will be on 2 pieces of paper, and you'll have to cut it out and then tape together right here. This may have changed because I've had this pattern for quite some time, but I do believe you still are going to have to tape it together. But it may not say tape, and it may not have the arrows. I haven't checked it out recently, but this is from a while ago. But they still have the pattern, and the pattern will be linked down below to purchase as well. And remember, this is Big Noggin Baby's pattern. We're just sharing it because we love it. Okay, so what you're gonna do is this one is gonna be cut on a fold here. the bow piece is also going to be cut on a fold. All right, so we're going to do it just like the instructions say. I do it a little differently, but it gets the same result. So to avoid confusion, we're going to do this really simple pattern, easy. So what I like to do with this pattern is go ahead and fold with my fabric right side up. So I'm going to go ahead and cut my fabric out, and this is the selvage edge right here. So that means the stretch is going this way, because you want the stretch. If the headband is like this, you want the stretch to go around the headband so it stretches. So it tells you the grain line, and you know if the grain line's going this way, that means the stretch is opposite of the grain line. So best way to find that out, if you don't know what a selvage edge is and you don't know what a grain line is, just feel your fabric. So like you can stretch here, that's the grain line, it's not stretching enough. If you do here, it's stretching pretty good. Okay, so we know this, the stretch is going this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and fold the fabric over this way. So remember, the stretch is going this way. This is going to be a little bit different than the other patterns if you've been following along the way we're going to cut it on a fold. Because typically we cut on a fold going the stretch. So this one's actually going to be cut on a fold going on the grain line, because you're going to create a tube that stretches this way. So we're gonna pull it up here so it gets on here. My daughter's watching Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Okay, so here you go. You put it on here. You're gonna line. I've got this. Let me do this for correctness sake. You're gonna put it on the fold. So this is the fold that we just created right here. Right? Okay, so these are just little pattern weights that I created with some washers from the home improvement store. You can buy them at Home Depot or Lowe's, just the biggest size you can find. I stack them in like 4s and then put washi tape around them to make them kind of cute. You could put polymer clay around it and let it dry, and it'd be cuter. Up to you. Just a suggestion. But yeah, so this is the fold line, and you're gonna cut here, here, and here. Leave that fold line there. And so when you cut with your fabric like this, right side up and right sides together, when you fold it like that, all you have to do now is serge along this edge when you get it cut. So it makes it really simple. You don't have to worry about pins because you've already got it folded correctly. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and cut. And I see a lot of people comment about how I hold my rotary cutter. This rotary cutter is Westcott Titanium. It was from Walmart, but I believe they're discontinued. The best one that we found that's similar is Olfa, and so that's pretty cool. All right, I hold my rotary cutter like this. It's easiest for me. I've been doing this for a little while and have found what works for me. So, and again, this is a scrap piece of fabric, so I'm not really worried about the little pieces. So that is the headband piece. So leave it together, don't unfold it, because it's going to be easy to just serge or zigzag stitch along the line that's not folded, the longest line that's not folded. So we're going to carefully move this over here, because with double brush poly spandex, it kind of sticks to itself, so it doesn't move that much. That's why I like this fabric a lot, and it's super stretchy. Okay, so we're going to move this out of the way, and we're going to use the bow piece. We're going to do the exact same thing with the bow piece, it's just going to be a smaller piece. Let's see here. So same piece of fabric here, I haven't moved it. This was the line we just cut. Okay, so we're gonna do another thing just like that. We want the stretch to go along the bow piece, because when you're tying it around there, it needs to have enough stretch to get around there. Right, so I'm gonna put a weight there and a weight there. And these weights just make sure that the piece of paper doesn't move. Alright. And you can use your regular home printer to print these out. That's the best part about doing online PDF patterns. It's super simple. You get it printed and you can start working right then. Get it, we have to tape it together. But this pattern doesn't have that many pieces to tape together. Okay, so we've got this done. The bow piece is going to be just a teeny tiny bit different. But I will explain that in just a second. Anytime you're watching our videos and you see that we're using a serger, we use it because it's just a little bit more professional looking and it gets the job done quicker. But you can absolutely do anything we do with a serger with a sewing machine stretch stitch. Our favorite stretch stitch on a sewing machine is going to be the zigzag stitch. There is a overlock stitch which is really cool. It has zigzag and also straight lines on the sides. That's a really good one too if your machine has it, but most basic model sewing machines have a zigzag stitch. So if you see us using a serger and doing a serge stitch, just replace that with a zigzag stitch on your sewing machine. So just wanted to preface that for anybody, because that's the number one question we get. I just use a serger because it's simpler. And if you are a small shop owner and you're wanting to, you know, take your products to the next level, suggest looking into getting a serger. They're a little price inflated right now because everyone's trying to get them, and I'd like to think that's our fault. Maybe. But we have the Brother 1034D, and it's kind of hard to find right now. But if you can find a serger, it's definitely a level up in getting the job done and the way it looks. So just a suggestion. All right, moving on to the sewing machine and the serger over here. All right, so we're at the serger, and I think you can see my settings here. This one's at in between the 1 and the 2, closer to the 2. This one's at 3, and this one's in between 5 and 6. I have my knife on, and then my settings are 3.5 yellow, 3.5 pink, I guess, 4.5 green, and 4.5 blue. That's just what I use, and I don't really change it for any type of fabric. So that's just what I use for right now. That's my favorite settings that I found. So you got your piece here. So this is the folded edge, and this is the edge that we cut along. So you're just gonna start a stitch here. Remember, like I said, you can use a zigzag stitch if needed, if you don't have a serger, which is totally fine. Make sure your raw edges are lined up, and you're just using a 1/4 seam allowance here, 1/4 inch seam allowance. My machine is moving. Of course it is. It always does that for videos. It doesn't move until the camera's on it, and then it's like, oh, I'm gonna jump off the table. Alright, and then I have my little snippers. And the tail's not super important right here because you are gonna serge it up in a second. So that's the tube. So then we're gonna move on to the bow piece here. We're not done with the tube, but I like to go ahead and get my bow piece done. So here is probably the most tricky part of this whole thing, just because it's a little bit more tedious. So I like to go ahead and serge down each edge. So here's the folded edge. I like to go ahead and serge the short ends shut. So we're gonna go ahead and do that real fast. If my machine will stay still. And again, the tails really don't matter here. They're gonna get sewn up. Okay, so here's the folded edge again. So we've serged both of these edges. And so this one is gonna be the straight edge that we cut. So what we're gonna need to do is create a tiny little opening in the middle to flip this piece out so that it's all sewn together. So like what I like to do, it's easier to do on a sewing machine, but you can do it on a serger. What I like to do is you're gonna do it really slow, and you're gonna, if you want to be accurate, like with your points or whatever, you can make a little snip here. Cut it in half, a little snip. You guys can see it, or not cut it in half, fold it in half, make a little snip. About a 1/2 inch from each side of this little snip is where you're gonna start and stop. So you're gonna start at the very beginning here. You guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, so you're gonna go and watch your needle is where you need to be looking, because that's where the fabric is. So you're gonna go about a 1/2 inch. Your needle's gonna stop about a 1/2 inch away from this mark that we just snipped. All right, and then you're gonna abruptly move it from the fabric. So then you're gonna cut your tail. All right, so then, as you can see, there's my snip. And there's where I ended the serger right there. Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing over here, and we're gonna start right here. Or if you wanna start from this edge and do the exact same thing, that's fine too. That'll probably be easier. So we're gonna flip it over and start from this edge and do the exact same thing like this. So we're gonna go here. Same a 1/2 inch away from the snip. When you get there, lift up your presser foot and then pull it out. And then snip it, and then snip your tails, because they're going to be inside the bow piece, so it's not really going to matter. And then if you want to tuck these, you can, or you can just pull them and knot them. That's fine too. This is not going to really matter as much being secure because it's going to be knotted around the headband. So we're almost done here. This one's really simple. That's why I love it so much. And we call it a simple bow headband in our shop. So it's just super simple. So you're going to flip. I just did that without saying it. Sorry. All right. So you're going to then go from this little hole that you have in the middle. You're going to flip the entire piece out. So push it through that hole. And then shake, give it a good shake. And go in with your finger and poke those corners out. Poke them out. All right. Some people top stitch their bow down. I don't. I like the way it looks when it's floppy. So there's your bow piece. And then right here, if you have a sewing machine or if you have a needle and thread, you can hand stitch this if you don't want to keep it open. It really doesn't matter. Just for neatness sake though, see how it's like open there? You just push those in and you can top stitch down right here if you want to do, which I'll do that. Give me just a second, I'll come back. All right, so for neatness sake, I went ahead and top stitch. I think you can see it a little bit here. I just top stitched that with a straight stitch. It's not really going to matter what kind of stitch you use because this is going to be tied around the headband part here. Okay, so moving back onto our headband piece that we did. Basically, you're going to flip this tube right side out. So flip it right side out. And you have this cute little tube that's stretchy. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to go ahead and put this seam in the middle, like so. And then grab the other edge, which you're also going to put the seam in the middle. If you're using a serger or a zigzag stitch, your seam allowance here, you're going to want to make sure it's going the same way. So like both of my seams are facing that way. They're folded under going that way. It's just easier to do it that way. So that's how it's going to look. And then you're going to serge or zigzag stitch here with all those raw edges together. I'm going to go here and leave a tail at the beginning. What I like to do with my tail when I start this, because this is going to need to be secure. So I like to go ahead and give it a little bit of gas till my needle gets in the fabric, right? And then I lift my presser foot. I pull these strings here tight because that chain kind of bunches up a little bit. So I pull those tight and then I'm going to pull it underneath my knife here. Don't do it too much because it'll wrinkle up your fabric. But pull it just ever so slightly underneath your knife and it'll cut it off for you. So you don't have to worry about securing that one. Alright, so I'm going to leave a tail on this one here. And then I will show you what I do with this now. I got this cool little nitpicker thing. This is what it looks like. Let me see if you can. That's what it looks like. And this little thing moves here. This little thing moves. You guys can see it. That's what it looks like. And this thing moves here. So that's pretty cool. So basically what it does is it tucks your tails in. So what you're going to do is you're going to put this, I like to go ahead and, it took me a while to figure this out. I like to open this thing up here, this little thingy here. I like to open it up and I'm going to put this thing curved in facing down like this. I hope you guys can see that. I'm going to put it in like this. And I'm just going to put it in the middle. I'm going to start about right here and put it inside, sandwiched in between the fabric here. And I'm going to come out the edge here. Just like that. I'm going to come out enough so that this little piece right here opens back up and I loop this fabric or this thread around here, close this up and pull it through. It's a learning process, but once you fidget with it enough, it should work. All right, third time is a charm. All right, it finally came through. But basically it just pulls your tails back through here so that they won't come out. I'm going to go ahead and pull them through a little bit more because they kind of unraveled. Whatever way you want to secure your tails is up to you. Just make sure they're secure. So there we go. I kind of pulled it through a little bit more. And so I'm just going to snip these right here. Maybe a little bit more. All right, so as you can see, now that is finished. Oop, beep, beep, beep. It's finished. There are no edges. So that serge seam is done. It's not gonna come apart. So you're gonna flip, that's the serge seam. You're gonna flip it this way. So that serge seam is gonna be inside your bow. So what I like to do is, so this is now your headband and you have your bow piece. I like to do, now let me scoot this back because we're done sewing. Okay, so here's the headband piece and here's the bow piece. You're gonna pull your headband, or pull your bow through your headband piece, right? And I've got my seam right here at the top because I'm gonna put the seam underneath my bow piece to hide it. And I like to gather the headband in a few, maybe like 3 little pleats here, right? See what I'm doing? It's a little different because both the fabrics are the same. So then I kind of like to curve my bow piece in like this. And then do the same thing with this one. And then you're just going to create a knot around the headband. And then you'll pull your headband and then you'll fluff your bow, wiggle it around, just manipulate it to where you get it to where you like it. Wiggle it around enough. And you can spend hours like perfecting this. All right. But that is the bow. It's super cute, super stretchy. It's just really cute. And it goes on a headband. And the best part about these ones are they don't really leave that big of a knot, especially if you kind of leave this flat here. They don't really leave a mark on the baby's heads. So this is super cute, super simple option for any type of really knit fabric with a 4-way stretch or even a good 2-way stretch. Just make sure you're cutting it with the stretch going the right way. This is a really good one for double brush poly, but this was my favorite pattern when we first had Everly, and now even more so. It's cute when they have hair too. That's why I like it. It's so simple. And it's just really cute. So this is the bow headband from Big Noggin Babies, and I really hope you like this video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up. We put out a new video every Tuesday, and next Tuesday we're going to be doing our I'm not going to say that. Sorry, that's for members only. You'll just have to stick around until next Tuesday to figure out what we're doing. So make sure you subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Again, we put out a video every Tuesday. Check out our memberships. Check out our favorite fabric shop down below. This pattern will be linked down below for purchase, so just make sure you check everything out. And if you can't find that information, it's in the video description. You'll click the link, or you'll click the little arrow. There's an arrowhead facing downwards. You click that, a big box will pop open with all sorts of good information in there, including where you can buy these headbands from us if you would like. So just check that out, and we will see you guys next Tuesday. Bye.